SGRP anymore. 3D printing and milling is much more accurate nowadays. So only to use. And then the problem we faced is lack of lab technician. So the implant treatment cost is going down, and the lab cost became very low. So many of, actually most of the excellent lab technicians moved to the United States, to Europe, to Germany. So in those countries, they become rich. They could buy a big house, yacht, good cars, and enjoy the weekend. But in Korea, it was kind of this environment is poor arts need an excellent lab technician. Otherwise, ethically, fitness cannot be guaranteed. So there was a problem. And another problem is complexity. So this is another typical case we are doing, they are doing. So how many steps we do from the start to the temporary, not final, temporary restorations. So they have to have at least 4 times patient visit, 2 times prefabrication, 4 times facial scan, 4 times model scan, 4 times intraoral scan. Repeat. Why? It's because of the inaccuracy of the data. So we try to fixate, to check again the accuracy. This is a routine. Another case, quite good rich condition. The first step is to take the fundamental data. And I don't need to explain it because everybody knows this work process. And Wexlin and study the digital Wexup. And this is actually mock-up to check the aesthetics, gingival aesthetics. And then like implant planning, the surgical stent, and again, step as a guide. The step-by-step surgery. This is easy. And another step for the digital Wexup and multi abutments connection and the scan post. And another, I don't know why they use this step. Anyway, they say it's because of the bleeding. So after scan, so they match data together to check, double check, triple check the accuracy. And after CAD design, they mail this fully PMMA or 3D printing, resin printing. And this is temporary. So from the start of the data gathering to the delivery of temporary and surgical, so it takes about a month, sometimes longer, more than a month. So this takes too long. Impossible in Korea again. Too much cost. So what we are doing now, we try to develop very useful software to shorten, to minimize the number of patient visits. So we can do the same way of digital workflow with 2 visits. Sometimes 1 visit. One patient comes early in the morning, so we can deliver temporary in the afternoon. So we are not skipping the process. So we shorten and made more automated AI. So we can deliver the temporary at the same day or next day. That is our protocol. So about the software, so Simon will explain the details in the afternoon. Sorry. So, and before this kind of full mouse workflow, we need to understand the shift, some concept shift on the implant design. This one. What is the biggest obstacle for the full mouse case? In some patients, like 2 previous clinical cases from the United States, it looks good. The ridge condition was good, excellent condition. So all the surgery and prosthetics looks good. But actually, our real patients has very limited bone health, especially when the full damage users for long period. The GDG became very thin. How we can overcome this difficult? I tried to develop lost bone with the GBL and the autogenous bone graft. But we have technique, but it takes too long, too much invasive, too many complications. So I gave up. Instead, how we can overcome the kind of difficulty? These two implant systems, like the result. This could solve image and low ridge problems. So let's start from this word, alveolar. You know, this thing, very much. Joseph Kahn analyzed that the position of a root in the alveolus, the class 1, has dominant. When we extract the tooth from this socket, so class 1 has about 82%. So this is dominant. We don't need to talk about the rest. In this case, when anterior tooth was extracted, I believe most of you, and all of you, do immediate implant placement with the concept of alveolar bone preservation. We want to keep the alveolus. It can make better aesthetics, of course, definitely. And when we delay, a patient delayed implant placement, the ridge becomes like this. It's nature, biology. And in this case, we use this term, alveolar bone regeneration. Is it right? For the last 40 years, I used these two terminologies mainly to teach. We need to keep the natural beauty of extraction socket, or we need to rebuild the lost tissues. So this was the most common word I used, but I realized alveolar bone is not implant bone. Okay. So let's see alveolar bone preservation concept and immediate implant placement. When was extracted, tooth was extracted, we know some numbers. The implant should be placed to the lingual side, leaving 2 or 3 millimeters on the socket side, and we need to give a space, otherwise